Hey everybody, Brandon with Bearded CB82. So, well, like the title says, Ingersoll Rand. Why? Well, bigger question for me is why not? Now, when I first got this, just going on 2 years, March it will be 2 years, PT 850. Everybody kept on saying, well, a lot of people kept on saying that, oh, Ingersoll's way better. It's Ingersoll's the best one on the market. You should go Ingersoll. And don't get me wrong, I think that Ingersoll has had a great run of products. However, and our shop 3/4 inch impacts, however, are a good representation of this. Lately, their quality control, sorry, the air compressor's going. Lately, their quality control has been kind of going down the shitter. I mean, that's just plain and simple. Fine example. When I first started working here at the shop, almost 4 years ago, this was our shop, the 2141, assembled in the USA, 3/4 inch drive impact. The Ingersoll Rands is what the shop buys for the shop impacts. This had a pretty good go around on it. I want to say it was a couple years old before this one crapped out. Yeah, we've got a whole pile of this crap, believe me. The next one after that, we wound up getting one of the 2145 QMax. See if it'll focus. This one is assembled in the USA from parts from China. The one that was in between these two, this one they had for a couple years, had another one lasted a little over a year. Then they got this one, which lasted a little over a year. The one that was in between these two got chucked in the trash. Actually, it got chucked in the scrap barrel to take in for scrap. This one held on to in a box over in a corner. Found it today with the other one. Excuse me. Weather kind of sucks outside. So like I said, a couple years, a little over a year on this one. And our newest one, which is in a box right now over there to the side, lasted 4 months. And it was one of the ones that went from assembled in the USA. Come on. To made in China. Our newest one, which we just got in yesterday, also on the box. I'll put some pictures up here. Anybody that follows me on Instagram already saw it. Made in China. So, first thing you guys are going to ask, well, what about your airlines? Well, this is where we go for a little bitty walk. Shop airlines. We had the doors open to get all the trucks parked. It's cold outside, so all the airlines have kind of shrunk up a little bit, so they're leaking a little bit. These are all 3/8 hoses. That one as well. This is the DOT dual wall. They had a whole spool of it, so it's what we used on our spools for our aerials. Now, also keep in mind that back here at the junction, they go through a 1/4 inch nipple. Then they go through another one up here. So you're also getting a reduction in volume. And it's the same way in the back of the shop for the other 2 hose reels that we have for working on trailers or anytime we have a truck parked back there. So abuse, not so much. It's recommended to use 1/2 inch airlines anyways. We don't have 1/2 inch airlines in the shop, so we're not pushing too much through it. It gets oiled every morning before we use it. Excuse me again. I try to grease them at least a couple times a week, depending on how much we use it. Excuse me. Oh, since we're over here, I know I'm kind of going all over. Frankly, I don't really care. My show, I do what I want. Our brand new one, as you see. Come on, focus. Try to get this done again. Says made in China. Brand new. Brand spanking new. Focus. Come on. There we go. So brand new, brand spanking new. Hopefully it lasts more than 4 months. So the other one that was also made in China, since it was only 4 months old, trying to get some warranty done on that thing. Hopefully it's not too much of a pain in the ass process. Now what's been going on with these ones, here's the pump. Sorry, pump pissed me off. But I don't know what's going on with them. Excuse me. Should have grabbed some water. If it's got a broken hammer, what the deal is in here. Here's the air compressor. But yeah, it just totally lacks balls. It'll spin freely with no resistance. You put it up against a lug nut or another fastener, it just boom and bypasses air. So now, in light of will it break, we're gonna see how it broke. As they're all doing the same thing when it happens. They just, yeah, completely go to shit. So I'm gonna get the camera flipped around, and bear with me, I'm using the small tripod today. And so yeah, this thing, you guys have already seen where this has been beat to hell, and still going. Take off lug nuts, pinion nuts, and everything else, especially lately, because it took us a few days to get a new one in, and I had a pinion seal I had to do, so I used what I had. Well, is what it is. But let's get things flipped around. Let's take this thing apart quick and see what the hell happened. Alright, let's try to get things into focus here. So we take our T25 Torx. We might be able to make this go a little faster if... Yeah. Hold on. Oh, there it is. All right, I got the housing apart pretty easy. Let's see. We've got broken splines, or I'll push those back in. It's in the vanes or the bearings. What do we got? Take a better look here. Okay. So the grease still in there nicely. Fine, get out of there. Pain in the ass. Bolts. Alright. So the hammers, as you can see, still have adequate amount of grease in them. Splines still look okay. Alright, the rest of it. Well, front shaft up against it looks alright. Oh. Take a look at this anvil. See if we can see the hex going on. Well, that slides freely. Pins aren't broken. Hammer. Oh, the anvil. Oh, that still looks a little rough around that edge, but anvil's okay. Hammer. Looks all right. That hammer looks all right. So well, so the anvil assembly with the hammers, rods, that's okay. That's not what's breaking. So, what's that mean? It's in the actual gun itself. So, still getting grease around the front. Let's see here. Everything inside there. Switch works. Oh, that was the other thing too. After you'd be hammering down on something, it wouldn't be uncommon for that to want to creep out as well. Then you'd always have to double check that, make sure that your switch was pushed in all the way. So, some bearings. Oh, there we go. Air drive motor teeth. You see that? Because it's not uniform the whole way around. Needs a new air motor. I bet that's an expensive little kit. Isn't that something? Bearings. It's nice, smooth, still in one piece. Still got oil in it for the vanes. No chunks. That's not bad. Plate here, still nicely oiled. Pause this a second. The air motor splines took a crap. Just wore away, and wore away, and wore away. Oh. Yeah, that shouldn't have done that. That'd be another thing. Oh, yep. So, some of the vanes kind of weird funky too. That's why it got caught. So that one's weird, worn real funky. So you're getting a bypass of air. That one's got a little warp to it. That one, same thing. That one, same thing. Worn off on the edge. Yep. So, vanes are catching, wearing funky, needs new vanes. Needs that. So, Ingersoll. If you want to send one of your, Chinese parts back this way, I can get this one up and running for the time being, but in the meantime, I don't even know if I'd want to waste my money on a new kit. It's a thought, knowing that the anvil and everything of the anvil's worn just fine, but, the heart of it took a crap after a year. Well, there you have it. There's your problem. Way to go, Ingersoll. That's all factory grease back there. So, is it fixable? Yeah, I might look into a kit, maybe, depending on how expensive they are. So obviously this one's more than a couple years old. It's out of warranty, or it's right at 2 years old. So the one that's 4 months old, they're going to see what they can do. But yeah, to go from over a year worth of use, from 2 years worth of use before that, down to 4 months, and the same thing happens. I don't know if I want to go with Ingersoll Rand. I think I'm going to stick with Snap-on for my air impact till that thing dies. I'll send it in and then I'll get it fixed because it's been badass. So there you have it, everybody. So there you have it, everybody. Basic rundown of point of failure for what apparently is a whole slew of Ingersoll Rands. So now my experience with my little bitty Aircat, that's another story. So Aircat might be a 3/4 inch I might personally down the road look into. Why? I beat the living hell out of that little bitty frickin' stubby 1/2 inch air impact. I still got to finish my year-end review on that one. So that'll be coming up. Keep an eye out for it. Also, like I said, I'm on Instagram now, BeardedCB82. I'm having fun with it. So thanks to Brad's Workbench. I'll put a link to him over here. I think it's time to go get a drink of water and go home. So y'all take care. Remember, shop safety is just as important as firearm safety. You screw something up, somebody could die. Catch you later.